Hey everyone and welcome. Thanks for being here. While we are waiting for a couple minutes, why don't you put it in the chat just where you are watching from tonight, and I'll get started in about 30 seconds. So yeah, once again, thanks for being here. Put it in the chat where you're watching from tonight. I know that some people are here from across the country, across the province. We'll see how many international attendees we have tonight. But yes, I'm going to talk a bit about the game and take a quick look at the standings with you and tell you why I am conflicted. So let's start right away, and people can file in as we go. You guys see the schedule on the screen. I will go for the first 15 minutes, then I will do Canucks questions for half an hour, and then I'll do Ask Me Anything for 15, and then we will do Gordle and wrap up at 11 o'clock. Then I got to get some steps, got to get some studying, and do a couple other things as well. So I love the energy. I love where people are coming from. Keep typing it in. And wow, Tiger Burns, I think, wins. Not this competition, but coming here from Australia. And yes, Chris, right before I get started, I did hear what happened in Nanaimo tonight. I know there was an explosion. What was it, Chris? Can you type it in right in the chat real quick? What happened in Nanaimo, because I want to know before I start chatting on here. But it sounded bad. Nanaimo explosion. Yeah, Chris, if you can write it in, that would be great. Natural gas explosion destroyed a house near the... Wow. So a natural gas explosion? That is crazy. That is crazy. And Matthew saw me at the game. Oh, why don't you say hi? Okay. I will do my intro, and then I will get to a house blew up. Yes, okay. Very scary. Thank you, Chris, for sharing that. Okay, guys, like this video. There's a spoiler alert. Like this video while I do my intro, and then I'm going to ask for likes a bit more, and then we'll get going. Hey, everyone. I am Canuck Clay. This is my Canucks take all in one take. Clay's Canucks commentary, my post-game stream on Sunday, February the 27th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. As you can see, I am inching towards my goal of 9,000 subscribers. We'll see if I get there before I turn 80 years old, but slowly but surely, that's what we're going for. So I'm not even worried about 10,000. I got to get to 9,000 first. So thanks for being here. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is indeed my Canucks take all in one take. I want to give a shout out, thank you to my moderators in advance. You know who you are. Well, everyone knows who you are because you have a wrench beside your name. If it's something sexist, ableist, racist, homophobic, in another language, or spam, go ahead and delete it. If you're not sure, as I always like to say, leave it for another moderator to deal with. But for everyone, let's err on the side of having fun and just keeping things positive, clean, and lighthearted. So there is that. I want to thank all my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link right there, performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay. Thank Jason Lim and his team at Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason and his team for all of your real estate needs. And of course, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork, and the Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor, host of my next meetup, Saturday, March the 26th. More details to come. We are now 1 month away from that. Well, technically yesterday, we were 1 month away from that meetup. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang. I see all three of them in here. It's not a requirement that you come to all streams as a legend, but you also want to get your money's worth as well. And well, I guess we're up to 14 months now because, yeah, we're starting March. A great show on Broadway tonight for the Canucks. Guess the Rangers forgot there was a show tonight at home. Very good, Lucas. Thank you for using your legend chat on that. That was pretty funny, actually. So thanks to Legends, to Hero member nucksfan number 29, Hall of Fame members Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Hsmfangirl Gaming, smoovegroove, Funk You, and Carol Bovenlander. Many of you are in the chat as well. And don't forget the franchise and All-Star members. I appreciate you as well. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. And what I was going to say, the next members event will be this Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of the month. So it will be a members only live stream at 10 p.m. this Wednesday. Don't worry, no wheel planned, at least for tonight. I know some people love it. I know some people, at least one person, hates it, and that would be NHL Canucks. Okay, and no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world like Tiger Burns is, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I missed the calls from Canuck Clay. Yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that back in soon, Johnny Canuck. Just not tonight. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I do not take you for granted. I know that you can be watching, doing anything else, but the fact you are here with me, I appreciate that. So like this video, like the fact the Canucks won 5-2, like the fact that Demko is amazing, like the fact that Boudreau is amazing, like the fact that JT Miller is phenomenal, like the fact that PD scored despite having Chason anchored to him on his line, and the fact that we can be here talking about the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm going to talk about this game for the next 5 minutes, and then I'm going to talk about the dilemma of the playoffs or not to playoffs. And I'm going to close the poll. You saw who should they start tomorrow. 2/3 of you are saying Demko, but I know that Boudreau in his postgame said it's likely going to be Halak. That's what he said, likely. And that makes sense. Back to back. Yes, Demko is playing well. Yes, there's hardly any travel, if any. They might be staying at the same hotel and just busing over there. But it is still a back-to-back on the road. And I don't know. You're not playing again until Thursday and then Saturday. But you still have to have some sort of confidence in Halak. So let's just see what happens. Okay, I'm not going to recap the entire game. I did that in my post-game video already. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out. It's got some good traction on YouTube already. But really, really quickly, what I liked, obviously special teams, scoring on the power play, killing all 3 of New York's opportunities. That's a CCSTS, Clay's cumulative special team stat of 200%. One perfect on the power play, perfect on the penalty kill. When you do that, often you are going to win. Demko making 31 saves, many of them of the very difficult variety, especially in the first 2 periods. Wasn't upset. He let in 2 goals. The Canucks kind of took their foot off their gas a little bit, but I never felt like they were going to be in danger of losing the game. Miller, another 2-point night, which was great. Tyler Myers, a 2-point night, including his first goal of the season. You had PD scoring the empty netter and a very confident backhand from center. I was worried that his point streak was going to snap at 4 games because, like I said, Chason was put on his line, breaking up Podkolzin and PD. I don't know why you just didn't put Chason with Horvat and Besser. Maybe because Horvat and Besser are both right-handers, so then you put Höglander on the left. So when Höglander and Podkolzin are playing with PD, one of them is a left-hander playing on the right side. So I guess with Chason as a right-hander coming in, you put Höglander back on the left as a left shot left side, and then you can have put Podkolzin on the left as a left shot as well. So maybe they wanted a bit of balance there. So yeah, a lot of really good things. And Ekman Larsson got an assist. Shen got an assist. And of course, the fourth line of Lammikko, Highmore, and Mott. It was really funny. The first power play unit on, they took a minute 45 and didn't score. And then it took the second unit just 7 seconds before they scored on Highmore's really nice tip. And that was right after Lammikko also scored on a tip-in. So, yes, I know we weren't playing against Shesterkin. We were playing... I looked it up as soft G's, Georgiev. But I know John Shorthouse was saying Gorgiev, hard G's. Hard G, soft G. He didn't play like a G. And we definitely... That was for you, C Edits, CCC Cool Canuck Clay, as I think Justin penned me, or C Edits, but I'll take it. Cool Canuck Clay, Clay's Canucks commentary. Chatty, cute, and chubby. I don't know. Anyways, we can do that maybe later. We have a lot of different acronyms that we can use for CCC. Yes, my slang, my slang stinks. Maybe I'm gonna have to do. Maybe I'm gonna have to start paying members to teach me how to say slang, proper slang. Okay. So that was it. A great win. Sounds like 2/3 of you want Demko to start tomorrow, but Bruce Boudreau saying it'll likely be Yaroslav Halak. Okay, let me talk about the playoffs or the lack of playoffs. My friends, this is why I am torn, okay? This is why I am torn. I made a video last week. It was actually after the Canucks got blown out by Anaheim. And I basically said, this is probably not a playoff team, given that they had such an important game and they laid an egg. Okay, that's what I said. And I've always said from the start of the season, or at least since December on, there's no way that we're going to make top 3 in Pacific. We have to go for the second wildcard spot. And I've also said we should probably trade Miller and or Besser. There's no way we're going to fit Miller, Besser, and Horvat all under the same salary cap, especially under new regime, Rutherford, Alvin, Castonguay, Granado, so on and so forth. And I've said all those things, and I admit it. But why I'm torn is when I see the Canucks beat the Maple Leafs, the Calgary Flames, and the New York Rangers all within the span of a week and a half, 2 weeks. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Span of a week, I guess. I guess the Toronto game was just last Saturday. So in the span of, no, that's 2 Saturdays ago. Wake up, Clay. Yeah, because they had so in the span of 2 weeks, they've beaten 3 really good teams and some other good teams as well. So remember how I was saying, well, let's just worry about the wild card spot if we want to chase the playoffs. Well, when you look at the wild card spot, there's Nashville with 64, there's Dallas with 61, and then there's Edmonton with 61, Anaheim with 59, and Vancouver with 58. You got to look at the games played because you can't just say, oh, we're only 2 points behind or only 3 points behind. Yeah, that's true. But you have to look at games played. They still got to play those games, so you can't automatically assign a win, given all these teams don't always win. But look, to get that second wildcard spot, we're only 3 points behind. But yes, Dallas has 2 games in hand. So that could be up to 7 points behind. I get that. But Edmonton, we're only 3 points behind them, and they only have 1 game in hand. Anaheim, we're only 1 point behind, and we actually have a game in hand on them. Imagine if we beat Anaheim on that day. We would actually have 60, and they would have 57. So it would be a much bigger gap for sure. And then we would be even more striking distance of Dallas and Edmonton. But my point is, even if Dallas wins their 2 games in hand, we are only 7 points out now. I mean, we would only be 7 points out. You look at it right now, we're only 3 points out. I'm not worried about Winnipeg, and I'm not worried about San Jose for sure. Although they could see the same thing about us. They're only a couple of points behind us. So I get that, okay? And that would be to hit the second wildcard spot, because I was saying, well, it looks like that the 5 spots will go to Central. Colorado, St. Louis, Minnesota, Nashville. No, sorry. I'm saying both things here. On one hand, you could say make the second wildcard spot, and it's 61 points right now. But the other thought would be, and this is what I was saying, what happens if the 5 wildcard spots came from the Central? Imagine if it was Colorado, St. Louis, Minnesota, Nashville, and Dallas. Then you'd have to get to the 3rd Pacific spot. You might say, Clay, that's crazy. How can the Canucks come from where they were and catch the 3rd spot in the Pacific? Guess what, my friends? They can. Look at this. Calgary, yeah, they're 9-1 their last 10. Guess who that one loss was against? Well, not me. It wasn't because of me. But yes. And LA is on a, look at there. LA is 8-1-1 as well. But look who the 3rd hottest team in the Pacific is. The Vancouver Canucks at 7-3. So remember I was saying that it might be hard to catch this 3rd place team? Maybe not. Look at Vegas. I'm not sure why I just highlighted the whole thing. Vegas is 4-5-1 in the last 10. They're on a 2-game losing streak, and they only have 1 game in hand on us, 53-54, and they're only 4 points up. So let's say they win that game. Yes, they are 6 points up on us. But let's say they lose that game. Obviously, they're only 4 points up on us. So 3rd place in our division is within striking distance. So what I'm saying is we could say either the second wildcard spot is within our grasp, right here, or 3rd place in the Pacific is within our grasp right there. There's only a 1 point difference. So the Canucks are not out of it. I don't want the Canucks to be out of it, but it does lead to an interesting dilemma for sure. Do you give this team a chance to make the playoffs, basically reward them for how well they've been playing under Bruce Boudreau, a .695 points percentage. Remember, I've been saying that they need .667 to make the playoffs? They now only need .645 to make the playoffs. They need 36 out of 56 points. 36 out of 56 points. So that is, .643. They need to get to .643 to make the playoffs. Under Travis Green, they only had 10 points in their first. So no, that's not right. They had 20 points because they're under Travis Green. No, they had 18 points. That's what it was. They had 18 points under Travis Green in his 25 games. And since then, the Canucks have 40 points in the 27 games since. No, they're 8, 15, and 2. That makes 18 points. And they have 58, 40. And they've played 29 games since. Yeah, so the Canucks are .690 under Boudreau. They need .643 going forward to make it to 94 points. So you can tell that it's actually not out of the realm of possibility. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. I'm not saying what I think they should do. I want to give that question to you. So I'm going to throw it over to you now. Let's go Canucks and hockey-related questions only. We'll get to Ask Me Anything going forward, but I'd love to hear from you. It doesn't have to be questions only. I'll try and read as many as I can to make sure. So Top Shelf, you're telling me there's playing a chance, that there is a chance? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cody, they're still going to make some trades regardless. Maybe more of the smaller variety, big one in the offseason. That's fair, Cody. Jason, I'm cheering against every Pacific team for sure. Yeah. Justin, Canucks also have 3 games left versus Vegas. So yeah, that means our destiny is in our own hands. Very good point. Bruce, I would give them another 2.5 weeks before thinking of trading anyone. Yeah, trade deadline's not till March 21st. That's going to be a big week. Trade deadline's March 21st, and my watch party's on March 26th. Fangirl, hi Clay. Do you think the Canucks will beat Toronto on Saturday? Well, we got to get through New Jersey and Islanders first, although those are independent outcomes. Yeah, I think they can beat Toronto. Do I think they will beat Toronto? Yeah, I said that this game tonight would be the one game they lost. I was wrong. So maybe the Canucks can take all 3. Seek, if we get to 3rd in the Pacific, we'll have LA in the first round. Imagine what Edler's reaction will be if we somehow beat them. Oh, it'd be great. It would be great. LA is playing very well, though. But I guess we can't worry about our opponent. We just got to get there first. Filmer, I'm guilty of saying PD need to go to AHL. Yes, I think he's fine. Funk you, do you ever go back and watch old videos of streams when we were 8-15? No, because I want to stay positive, Funk you. Seek, trade JT Miller, Hart for a haul and trade half the assets you get back to acquire Kopp as a Miller replacement. Not so sure if he's an adequate replacement. Okay, I better go questions only so I can stay on top of things. So I will go questions only. Clifford, hey Clay, do you think Horvat will pick up his game? Should we make the playoffs? Yes, he is a proven playoff performer. Tasty Twins, Clay, do you think Halak will play better than expected tomorrow if he ends up starting? Well, it depends what you expect, but I expect him to play very well tomorrow. I really do. GL Rebirth, is Bruce, there it is, still a thing? It is. I heard it 3 different times on Thursday night when the Canucks beat Calgary. By the way, I went to that game with Andrew. Andrew's a pretty hilarious guy. It was a lot of fun for sure. Sam, what does your heart think will happen? You think they should go? Yeah, I said this in my stream, in my video earlier this week. My heart says I want them to make the playoffs. My head says in the big picture, I've never used the word TANK. You guys know it's not in my vocabulary, despite what's happening around the world. But yeah, it's so tough. I think it's going to be one where they're going to let them play it out because they've kind of earned that right, regardless of what my heart or what my head says. No, I don't look back on the topics, Funk you, but I remember them very, very vividly. My first watch party was right in the middle of the Canucks being in a bad way, and I was grateful for the wonderful attendance and spirit there, even though the Canucks were losing very badly. Yes, that reverse hit was pretty awesome, Justin. Do I think the Canucks will trade Besser? I think they should entertain options for sure. Entertain offers, I should say. What would be your ideal playoff opponent, Avs or Kings? If I had to pick between those two, I'm taking the Kings for sure. Avs are just too good. Jason, do you think the players are sick of trade rumors and basically just said in the room, let's play our best and go out on our sword, better than playing bad and getting traded? Jason, that's a great point. I think there's certainly so much pride in this group, on this team, and they know that when they play well, that they can do some damage. So I think that's what you're seeing happen right now. Oh, we haven't beaten Toronto in Toronto since 2011. That's not good. Do you think Rangers realize JT is worth way more than they want to offer the Canucks? That's a good question. I don't know what the Rangers are thinking, but he certainly put on a really good display again. Matthew, are you still exhausted from being at the Calgary game? No, I wasn't exhausted that night. I was certainly happy, and I'm still very happy right now. I don't get tired. See edits. Last game of the season against Oilers and 2 games against Dallas. Those games could hold a lot of weight in the playoff race. Great point, see edits. Great point. Jason, Clay, Andrew, and I are undefeated at the games. Yes, when the three of us are not necessarily at the same game, but when the three of us meet up. Andrew and I got to see Jason during one of the intermissions. It was great, actually. Thoughts on Hoglander? He has 7 points in the last 3. He's struggling. He only got 11 minutes of ice time, whereas Podkolzin got 15. He's struggling, but I don't think we should expect too much more. He's still a second-year player adjusting. Jasper, what do you think of a Calgary versus Canucks first round? It would be a lot of fun. I think it would be great. My favorite team against my least favorite team. Zach, Clay, can we do the wheel just for fun? No, Zach. It is time consuming, as much as I enjoy it, and because then I got to load up names and I got to get people to submit. So probably don't have time to do it, but I will strategically try to bring it into more streams going forward, despite NHL Canucks objections. Fangirl, watching the game today, which player or players would be included in Miller to Rangers trade? There's Braden Schneider, who's a prospect D-man. There's Chittle, center, third line center. There's so many ways you could go. Keandre Miller would be good. I'm not sure if they want to part with him. I think Lafreniere is a pipe dream, so it's tough to say, Fangirl. Really tough to say. Top shelf. What happened to the power play? Looks so different, more organized lately. Has something changed? I just think they're being more assertive, and PD's shooting more. When PD shoots more, it opens up so much more. Whether it's him scoring, him missing the net, him and then guys opening up, getting the goalie moving side to side, putting it off a defender's skate, whatever it is. I think it just opens it up a lot more. And I don't mind sometimes. Tonight they only got one chance, and we saw Miller on the flank. I don't mind Besser going to the flank and Miller going to the front of the net. Does Demko really need the rest? Usually it's up to the goalie. The goalie will say, and I'm sure, but it's one thing for the goalie to say something. It's another thing for Ian Clark to have a plan for him. Andrew's offering his entertainment services. Those entertainment services include, I've got to be careful how I say this, services, especially if people are paying. But some of the best singing that you'll ever hear at a Rogers Arenas game this side of Marie Huey. Let's just say it like that. Go Canucks, go indeed, Nick. Travis, do you think we go far in the playoffs? Depends how well we're playing. I think with Demko behind us, it could be, I think we could go far. Depends on the matchup, though. Seek, anyone find it funny that we have a record of 7-3-1 since Puma got knocked out of the lineup? By the way, is it possible that Puma pulls off of Ferland? No, I don't think it's that serious yet, Seek. It's Thorn. I feel like I said this a couple times this season, but it feels like a new team again. Do you feel the same? Absolutely. And the records between Green and Boudreau dictate as much. What do you think of Hamanek's brain fart? Clifford, actually, I missed that. We had people over, so I wasn't listening to the commentary, so I don't know. But I think Hamanek's been solid overall. If Miller was on this team when there was no captain, would he be the obvious choice over Bo? Yeah, I think so. If there was no Bo. Highmore did indeed get the belt on his birthday. That's right. That's right. See, once Halak has 10 starts, put Demko. Yes, people have said that. Put Demko in to start the game, and you can have Halak play the final 59 minutes. I don't think that's the best look. Way to be a good child. Yes, that was funny. Actually, Jacob might come home during this stream too. I should put him on. Funk you, if you go back in time and change the narrative or results of the team or a specific game, excluding 2011. What would you go for? Excluding 2011. Ooh. That's a good one. You know, at the risk of piling on, because they didn't really have a chance to win in 82. They didn't really have a chance. Well, no, I'd say 94 then. Game 7 against the Rangers. That's one. And I'd say more recently is picking Keller or Tkachuk over Juolevi, honestly. Will Burroughs get an automatic spot when he's healthy again? I'm not so sure, Matthew. I think he's a great option, him and Hunt. By the way, the people that I had over to my place tonight, they live on the same street as Brad Hunt. So my friend was telling me some funny stories about Hunt and Hunt's family. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Top Shelf. And PD even hinted that his wrist was heavily taped up at the start of the season. Jason, do you love it more when we beat a Canadian team like Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton? I don't count Ottawa because they suck. And you have Winnipeg in there? No, I don't take any more satisfaction. It's just teams that I don't like, and that's Calgary and Boston. Horvat indeed was not very noticeable, and he was a -2, which means and the Rangers only scored 2 goals, so that means he was on the ice for both Rangers goals. Yes, I did not think he was that noticeable tonight. Who was noticeable was Miller and the fourth line. Hello, Bryson. Hello, Duffman. Oh, yeah, the Game 7 against Minnesota. Yeah, we were a much better team. That's a good one, Seek. Jason, what do you think of the Chase Claypool interview during the Calgary game? Yeah, the Calgary Flames suck so bad. No, I didn't do that well. I think it just spit over my microphone. I thought that was pretty funny. And the Canucks tweeted it and then deleted it from their Twitter account. Hito, thank you, Seek. How dare you not listen to my objections? We'll see. How long until we become Stanley Cup contenders again? I say 2 or 3 years. Clay, can we break 100 likes and give something away on a big win? Okay, we have a long way to go, but if we get to 100 likes somehow, there's 116 of you in here. If we get to 100 likes, you heard it from Jason, we will give something away. But we got to get to 100 likes, and we are at 37. But if everyone that's in here actually likes the video and are paying attention, we will get there. So we will see what happens. Your thoughts on Geeky? I like him. I don't know what his stats are like this year, but I've always thought he was decent. What are his stats? Maybe I should look it up real quick. Morgan Geeky. I like his name, that's for sure. He is 23 years old, 12-47, right shot center. Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys like this though, but I don't mind him for sure. Sorry, that wasn't the best answer. Clay, do you think Demko is up for Vezina? I think he's inching his way in the conversation for sure. Kaislu, welcome. Which goalie should we play tomorrow? It sounds like Boudreaux wants to play Halak. Yeah, I did say that. I'm looking at the back-to-back for sure. Do you think the Canucks sneak in? Yeah, I've always said the hole has been too big, but you got to love the way they're playing. Which injury during the 2011 Cup run hurt the team most? Hamhuis, Malhotra, or Raymond? I don't say Raymond. I think it's Hamhuis. Welcome, Matt. Hello, M from Australia. I think Steve Moore Knight. Oh yeah, that's a good one actually, about something that you could change. If Jim Benning never got let go and only Travis Green got fired and Boudreaux was hired, how would Jim Benning be looked at now? A little more favorably, but still, we are still in a tough spot cap-wise for sure. Do you think Bruce's yelling and cursing motivation style wore thin in Washington, like the players turned him off? Yeah, not only that, but it was 5 years, right? This is only the first 3 months into his stint here, and I think he's learned a lot, to be honest with you. Yeah, Juolevi did become Lamico and Juleson. Oh, Clifford, it was a Hamonic turnover leading to that goal. I didn't see how that started. Thanks for letting me know. How do you not hate Chicago? Yeah, I don't hate them. I don't like them. But they're probably my third least favorite after Calgary and Boston. Who is the worst team in the league right now? Well, since Montreal has gone on a crazy win streak, Arizona has 32 points, and I guess it's Arizona. Beating Toronto, Calgary as boss. Do you miss the play-by-play commentary when at a game? No, great question. I like I don't mind without it. I like the game atmosphere because it's different. When you're at a game, you don't expect to hear. Well, it depends who you're sitting with, I guess, but you don't expect to hear someone talking and dictating the play to you. So it's fine. And I think I'll just say it because I know enough about the game. I understand what's happening. I don't need a play-by-play guy generally to tell me what's going on. But I can understand where people who don't know as much, they might like the atmosphere, but they might like that voice in their ear as well. Great question. Flames suck. Buble in the building, marriage proposal. Yeah, there's a lot of good going on for sure. Thank you for liking the stream. Be like Young Decoder and like the stream. Why did the Canucks delete Chase Pool? Is it because threatened to take Chase on? I think it's one thing to poke a little fun, but I think that borderlines on unprofessional. Chase Claypool can say whatever they want, but for the Canucks to retweet that, they know that it's going to get out there by other people anyways. Oh, Jed, you wore the Canucks jersey next day. Yikes. Smash the like button. What tickets, though? No, I usually like to give people some notice, Jason, but we'll see what happens. The Liano, if the Canucks are in a playoff spot by the trade deadline, who are some depth D-men you'd like to see Vancouver target? Depth D-men. That's a good question. You'd have to see who's on the market. I don't know for sure. I don't know what UFAs are out there, but I will say, I think even if the Canucks are on the verge of a playoff spot, I don't see them being buyers. I just think that flies in the face of what you want to do here. Yeah, sorry for the bad answer with respect to actual D-men, but I don't think you can be buyers for sure. Should we sign Louis this summer to be a cheerleader? Nah, we can find cheaper cheerleaders like me and you. Jogpaul, why call up Phil and Matty Bobby but scratch them? Well, Jogpaul, when you call these guys up, you don't call them up to go right into your lineup. You call them up to be your healthy scratches, quite frankly. That's why they're not in the lineup in the first place. So if maybe Di Giuseppe does come in for a Chase on or a Hoglander, you never know. But why would you mess with a winning thing as well? So remember, when people get called up, generally it's not to insert them in the lineup. It's because a guy like Pullman or Dickinson got hurt. But that doesn't mean that the call-ups are going to go straight into the lineup. Louis here. Do I think you'll be able to come back? No. We don't want you to come back here. See, if you were to keep Miller, what would you be willing to sign him for? Oh, gosh. Well, he's going to want at least PD money. I don't want to sign him for that much. He's going to want 5 or 6 years starting between 7 and 7.5. That's my guess. I think if you get rid of Besser, then you think about it, but that's a lot of money. The first 2 or 3 years is going to be fine. The last 2 or 3 years is not going to look so good. If I were to keep Miller, what would you be willing to sign him for? 5 years at 7, but I don't think that gets it done. Peter, no, I don't think that when I say that, I know that doesn't get it done. Lucas, heard the news that Helensky and Riga have dropped out of the KHL due to the ongoing geopolitical situation. Could there be more mounting problems in the league in the future? Lucas, thank you for the donation. And yes, I think all ideas are on the table for sure. Good point. Peter, would you go to Halak or Demko? Yeah, talked about it. Don't need to apologize. I think they're going to go to Halak. Is that what I do? Yeah, it's what I do. Bruce also has a different age team now. Yeah, talking about the style. Yep. Why didn't tickets get so expensive? Why didn't they get so expensive? Because they're making double the money anyways already, and I think they want to fill the arena as opposed to price people out. If the Canucks make the playoffs, how many games do you see them winning? Peter, it depends on the opponent. I could see them winning a round or two, or at least one round. Jason making a point that best teams play the best hockey in the last 20 games. What do you think of the goal song right now? It's fine. It's especially fine when I hear Andrew Chang singing it in my ear 7 times. Yes, my predictions suck today, DSS. Because I got to be realistic. I can't just pick the Canucks to win 4-2 every single game. Yeah, I'm glad I was wrong today for sure. The light count is 64. You have to reset, Jason. Do we win the cup if either stick doesn't break in game 3 against Boston and led to 1-0 goal? So tough to say. So tough to say. Funk you, can you see the Sedin's calling PD in a meeting where he will undergo brain surgery for an implant, giving him that Sedin telepathic ability to make up for Chason's lack of IQ? Great idea, but no. I don't think that's going to happen. 99 comments. Russia, I believe he was saying that he wanted Ovechkin to speak tougher about it. I need to listen to them to comment, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry. You're asking why did they get so expensive, Jog Paul? Why did the tickets get so expensive? I didn't know that they did. So then it basically the opposite of my earlier answer. I was trying to fill the arena. I didn't know that they got so expensive. But if they did, then it's the opposite of my answer. Then it's because they thought that they could sell them. They only price them that way because they think that there's going to be an appetite for people to get in the arena after not being able to go for a couple months. Sam J, how much better do you think the defense will get by the end of the season? Not a lot better. They can play to this level and it's okay, but personnel-wise, they're not going to get, unless like maybe Myers and Ekman-Larsson contribute more offensively. But if you're talking about defense, I think that what we see is what we get, and we have an average, below average to average defense, and we rely on an above average goaltender. How did you love the Leafs game 10-7? Where was I? I was out and I was just getting notifications. Yeah, I didn't see any of the goals. Justin and I were talking about it earlier. It sounds absolutely crazy. Oilers and Ducks lost today. 1 point behind the Ducks. Yes, we actually, Peter, I talked about all of that in the first 15 minutes of the stream. You may have missed that part. Good point. How you doing? Maybe everything's getting expensive, including Canucks tickets, gas, food. Good point. DSS, nice prediction. You got it. 5-2. Kaizu, my day was great. Thank you. We had people over. I did some Zoom chats for the channel. Watched the game. It was a good day. Thank you. Euro Hockey League. Interesting. Justin says 5.675. I love that, Justin. I'd make you our GM if you could get that done. If we get the Avs, no, I do not think we can beat them in a 7-game series. See, Jason, who else thinks we can do better than Chason? Is it no offense or no offense? He seems like a nice guy, but put a real player. Yeah, I think he dragged PD down a little bit today. CDL, at this point, I predict PD to have over 60 points this season. I said 82 at the start of the season. 5x75. There you go, Justin. NHL Canucks Lucas, when are the black skate jerseys available on Van Base? Yeah, good question. Ask Lucas. He might know. Funk you. Oops, I missed a couple. People don't understand that it's very sketchy for Russians to speak their true thoughts in Russian government without repercussions. I found Ovi's answer very scripture. Yes, it's a very complicated situation for sure. Marcus says Myers for Norris. Well, he looked good tonight. See, did you hear about the World Junior Hockey in the summer? Yeah, World Junior Championships happening in the summer. Do you think we get one of the prospects on Team Canada in a Miller or Besser trade? So tough to say. It depends who we trade with, obviously. But I hear what you're saying. I think we need someone good for sure. More than someone good. Some things good. We need Miller is a good for 4 or 5 assets, I guess, depending on who the assets are. Are we still doing the upgrades in the arena? Well, that's what Rutherford said, but he said that's a long-term thing. Peter, do you think if the special teams play like this, do you think we could be in the wild card? Yes. Tonight was a perfect game, special teams, so it was like that on Thursday night as well. So much better when our power play is clicking and when we're killing penalties. What's your favorite Canucks game you attended, not playoffs? This Toronto game recently was great because it was my first ever Maple Leafs game. But I think my best regular season game was the Sedin's final home game. that game before the introductions, my son Sean and I, we were down in the down below in the concourse, not the basement. What do you call it? In the tunnel. We were down in the tunnel basement. What am I talking about? We're not like in a. So we were down in the tunnel. We were fist bumping all the players. We got that opportunity. I posted a video on YouTube. I should find it actually. It's maybe. Let me see if I have it here, and I'll play it as a break. It's pretty embarrassing because I was whatever I was, 42 or 43 years old at the time, and not really making much sense. Like I know when Troy Stetcher walked past me for some inexplicable reason, I yelled out, Richmond. Okay, here it is. And then I'll play this in a second. And then there was another time where I think when Bo came back, I had nothing. I didn't say anything. I just said, bo. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Sean, who was only like 16 or 17 at the time, showed a lot more composure than I did. Okay, so I have this queued up. I will show it in a few seconds. So yes, it was obviously fist bumping the Sedins in the locker in the tunnel, and then watching them score that magical goal in overtime. Yeah, no, funk you. That's a fair point. Jason says, if we go 2 for 3 or 3 for 3 next few road games, do you think We Believe in the Bandwagon will start to get full? Yeah, I can see it getting full right now. I actually see it on the views on my videos. They're all going up, and I'm happy for it because the Canucks are playing well. Matthew, do you watch Sportsnet at night to see the game highlights, part of a healthy night routine? No. Usually by that time, I'm frantically getting my steps in or studying or doing some email for work or for church. So usually I don't watch Sportsnet highlights. Predicting a 6-1 Canucks win. Nice. I like it. Oh, I hear a lot of buzzing. I'll get to all your comments in a second. All your messages. Thank you. Actually, I better get to them first. Shannon, such a great night. Coach Rob got to meet Micah Zandy Hart with. Yes, I saw those pictures with gold medal. That was awesome. And Fangirl, are we in a better position without Benning and Green? I think that's obvious, Fangirl. Yes, we are in a much better position for sure. Went to buy a thing of bacon here in Vancouver and it's $24. I know that used to be $9. Love inflation. Yeah, no, funk you. Don't apply. That's a really good point. Hey, Carol, I hope the Canucks can keep going with the next game and we'll be right there in the thick of things. Do you think they'll trade 3 players in the next month? No. I do not think it will be 3 players. I think they will make minor moves though. But if we're completely out of it by then somehow, which I don't think we will be, they could make more moves. But I do think it'll be minor moves at the trade deadline and then bigger moves in the offseason. I really do. Yes, if NHL Canucks and I designed the whole arena, it would be horrible. Tyler M., you're feeling how I'm feeling. So torn about buying. My heart says keep Miller, Garland, Brock, but I'm leaning towards getting some top-notch prospects. Yes. Edits, would you rather the Canucks get the 3rd spot in the Pacific then to avoid the Abs? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I think it's easier to come out of the Pacific than it is to basically be. Yeah, I'd want to avoid the Avs for sure. Because then if you beat the Avs, you're still playing in the Central Division. Oh, no. No, you're not actually. Yeah, you are. What am I talking about? You are playing in the Central Division for the rest of the playoffs. Yeah, that would be tough. I want a Hughes clapper to hit Hughes' face. Pick a Hughes, any Hughes. Dynamo Riga to the Baltic Hockey League. Well, wow, Lucas, I don't know any of these things, but that's cool. We need cup holders. There are in the bottom. Oh, so Shannon's blaming Coach Rob. That's funny. Hey, Clay, will Miller be untouchable? Yeah, I think he's becoming more untouchable, honestly, as we go. I don't know about Latvia. Interesting, Lucas. Bradshaw was named officially the PK coach with Scott Walker out. Yeah, it's been awesome. Why is Chase so hated? I know he's slow, but he's much better than Louis and 8th of the price. Yeah, I just think he doesn't add a lot, though. He doesn't add a lot. He's not hurting the team, but he's not helping either. Sam J. Gayle is doing fabulously. Thank you for asking. She looks good. She looks great. I posted actually a picture of us on my Twitter and my Instagram and Facebook of us going to a wedding yesterday. She looks great. She is feeling great. She's able to walk, drive, move, cook, shop, whatever. She just can't lift anything heavy. But yes, Sam J, she is doing just great. Thank you for asking. Actually, I'll show that as well. Do you think we'll actually pick up Lafreniere? I don't actually. Oh, it's 10:47, so I'm just going to whip through the last questions. I don't, Cole. I don't. What are you studying? I'm studying a Master's of Theology from the Augustine Institute in Denver, a big Catholic college out of Denver. Yeah, so I'm halfway done. I've done 6 courses out of 12. 2 years down, 2 years to go. How many steps you going for a day? Going for 11,000 steps a day, but sometimes I only get 10, sometimes I get more. Bo. What happens if Boudreaux does not stay? Then they got to find a really good coach. I think he will, though, Shannon. I really do. What's your favorite thing to eat at Rogers Arena? Carve is my favorite too, permanently. Which Canuck would be funniest to pick up hitchhiking? Which NHL player besides Marchand would you pretend? What is that? Would you pretend only to floor it and speed off? Marchand, Matthew Tkachuk maybe. He kind of annoys me. But Marchand's a good one for sure. Who else would I do that? I don't know. Marshall just annoys me too. Yeah, it's already 10:45. Time goes fast on these things. Score prediction tomorrow. I'm going to go 4-3 Canucks with Miller scoring first. What happened to your arm? I'm going to save that I'm going to save that for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to do 3 things real quick. Could you see a player trade happening for Dickinson? Yes, I could see that happening. Gadjevich scored his first. Clay, the more short hair you have, the more you look like a younger gangster or hip. It's called a skin fade for the younger generation. With longer hair, you look exactly like a priest. Okay, so with short hair, I look like a gangster. With long hair, I look like a priest. I will take both. Edmund, I ended up getting the OEL shirt. Hamnick also has a lot of turnovers, don't you think? So good shirt, and yes, Hamnick does turn it over. Happy old Gayle, we prayed for her. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Hey, Clay, what have you been up to? Thoughts on Besser's games? He looks very lazy. He's just not as effective and compared to Miller and Petey. What's your prediction for the rest of the road trip? I think we're going to win all 3. See, edits. This was the game I thought we'd lose, and we won it. So I'm going to say we win all 3. No sushi, Clay. How has your bowling been? I bowled really well first week. I was the second best bowler of my tier out of 18. I came back to average, last Tuesday, but our team won 36 points. So then I hope to rebound this Tuesday. Yes, Gayle is doing well. Crave over sushi. At Rogers Arena, yes, for sure. Not crave, carve. Trade William Myers. Okay, last one here, and then we're going to move on. Pat, love his hypotheticals. Donnie and Dolly approach you to be their studio assistant. 50 grand for 2 years. Yes, YouTube, but the show is priority. 50 grand for 2 years. I do not take it. Even if I can still do YouTube, because my current job and my church work put me over. I almost said well over 50, but then it sounds like I'm showing off. But it does put me well over 50. As much as I love Donnie and Dolly, I like what I'm doing. I know you can still, I can still keep YouTube, but no, I do not take that deal. Okay, 3 things, and then I will get to Ask Me Anything. So number 1, what happened to my arm? I heard it working out. So these are called salonpas or something. I don't know if it's Filipino, but it's basically patches, healing patches that you get from Costco. I went to the doctor. I have a strained, I'm not sure if Edmund's still in here, or anyone who works out would appreciate this. I have a strained bicep tendon. So right here, it's really sore because of where I strained it. And I understand that anytime I lift, the tendon is hitting against the bone. And I have a bit of a rotator cuff issue because of that. So basically, all right here is strained. Bicep tendon, rotator cuff, and then also when I press here, I don't know if that's the same tendon that goes all the way down here, but when I press here, it's sore already. So that is the first one. But it's weird. When I bowl, it doesn't affect it, or maybe it did. That's why I suck so bad on Tuesday. So that's what happened for my... Oh, salonpas is Japanese? Oh, that's good to know, Filmer. I didn't know that. So I put... Oh, salonpas Japanese? The way everyone talks about it. Salonpas receiving... Is it Japanese? Okay, that's good to know. I believe you. Okay, so that's number 1. It's just the way it sounds. It sounds Filipino. Number 2, I will show you how good Gayle looks right now. And what was really cool is she's worn this dress before for weddings, but she looks absolutely fabulous in it right now. So I will show you this real quick. So there's my lovely wife, Gayle. That was us going to a wedding yesterday. I've actually put on a few pounds since I haven't been able to work out as much. So I need to get back on it. But overall, we're happy with how we look. It's not about how you look, it's how you feel. But sometimes how you look does dictate how you feel. And yes, I think Gayle looks outstanding. And yeah, she's lost 30 pounds, not like before surgery. I've lost 15. No, I lost 20. Now that's up to 15 I've gained. So I got to lose a little bit. But the suit is a little bit big for me now because I bought this when I was a lot fatter. So that was a little bit vain, but yes. And one other thing I will show you. This is me and Sean in the tunnel greeting the Sedins before the last game. See if you can pick out Bo and Richmond, okay? So enjoy this, and then we'll get to Ask Me Anything. Here we go.
Thanks for everything. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Henrik. Thank you, Henrik. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Jake. Go, Bit.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
All right. Let's go. Let's go, Darren. Come on, Brendan.
Let's go, Bodie. Let's go, Troy.
Go, Troy. Richmond.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go, baby.
Albie.
Okay. So obviously, I'm not very cool. I am not very cool at all. I admit it. You guys do not need a video for me to prove it, but you can you can hear me. So firstly, I'm so busy fist bumping that I'm not even holding the phone to their faces. That's why you see their chest for the first 6 players, because I'm all excited. Secondly, yeah, you heard Jake and I said Richmond. And then 2 players later it was Bo, and you hear me Bo. Sean was more cool, maybe because he's been a higher level athlete. He would be like, let's go, boys, or come on, let's go, or yeah. And I was just like, I basically forgot how to speak English. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was not the best for sure. Oh man, it was pretty funny. I'm just reading the rest of your comments. You made the 710? That's awesome, Jed. Sushi Den? No. And yes, I will take you up on that, Justin. Cut the pop. Yes, I'm trying. Great photos. Thank you. Do you have an earring on? No, that was Sean wearing the earring because I was the one filming. But I do, as you know, Jason, I have worn an earring before. Bo and Richmond is brutal. Your voice is so deep in that vid. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I must have been very hyper or something. Bo, obviously 53. Richmond repping hard. That was so bad, Seattle. That was so bad. Emotional damage. I wish I got that excited by anything. Yeah, Trevor, I'm very excitable, as you can tell. I'd be in awe. I needed that laugh. Now I can sleep in peace. Anything for you, Jason. Picked up Richmond and Abby. Clay, how much weightlifting do you add to your routine? Don't do a lot of weightlifting. I do more core. The most we do, because I don't have like a full rack at home. We just have the dumbbells. So the most, like, I'll use weights for shoulder presses, bicep curls, flies and squats and lunges for sure, but it's not a big part. It's a lot of core, a lot of legs for sure. My uncle helped build the Jumbotron. That's cool. James, I joined the live stream while on Uber, and the first thing I see was that video. Hey, James, nice to see you, and happy wedding anniversary. Happy second wedding anniversary. I saw those posts. No problem, Marcel. Clay rallying his troops on steroids. Wait, I'm on steroids or the troops are? That video made my night. Send it to me. Actually, Jason, for anyone, for whatever reason, for anyone who wants to watch it again, it is there in the chat right now. Okay, let's go to Ask Me Anything. So no Canucks, no hockey-related questions. Let's do this for 10 minutes only, and then at 11:05, we will do Gordo and wrap up. Let's start with Fangirl. How has Mickey reacted since Gayle had surgery? He has laid in bed with her more. Yes, I think Mickey actually missed Gayle for the 2 days she was away, because when she got home, although she was very immobile in our bed, he stayed with her a lot. So I do think dogs are so good that way. I'm sure cats are too, but he was very good. I think he did miss her for those 2 days. And Mickey has been really, really good recently. But thank you. Thank you for asking. Johnny cannot. When Clay lifts weights, he screams, Richmond, Richmond in the mirror. Richmond, Richmond, Richmond. I love that. I'm going to try that tomorrow. Jumbotron to replace. Nice. Boomy. Exactly. Marcus, haven't joined a stream for quite a while. Got to head out. Thanks for being here, Marcus. Do you used to go to Fantasy Garden? No, Fillmore. I never went, actually. When are you going to bring Gayle on to answer questions? You know, it's funny you mentioned that. As soon as she's well enough to do so, which I think is going to be pretty soon, I think that's a perfect thing to do around spring break. I'm actually bringing her to a game on her birthday, which is the Tampa Bay game, although that's going to be too late to stream. Or maybe that night. We'll see. We'll see. But I will get Gayle to come on maybe around her birthday, which is March 13th. Do I watch the NFL? Yes, I do, Bryson. I'm not an avid fan, but I know enough about players, teams. I'm in a couple fantasy pools. And, of course, I follow a lot more closely during the playoffs. No problem, Marcel. How are you liking your proton physics? I love it, Jed. I love it. Thank you for remembering my first actual ball. GL Rebirth, did you ever have braces? You have very nice teeth. GL Rebirth, it's funny you mentioned that. I've never had braces. I was going to need one, but true story, I was riding my bike. I had a tennis racket across my handlebars. I don't know can you hear my feet padding? I'm actually giving you a demonstration. Like the video for this demonstration. And then I was pedaling, and then my buddy asked me a question, who's on the bike behind me. I turned and looked. My handlebar of my tennis racket went into my front tire. My front tire stops. All my momentum carries me over. I go, oh! That was a little bit 3D action. And I smashed my face on the ground, knocked out this tooth. So this is going to be pretty gross. That's not that gross. If you can see, this tooth is a fake one. This tooth is, half of the tooth is the real one. And then they built on the other half. But when they built on the other half, they built it on straighter than my original. So then my teeth are fine now. And they are white, they're clean. And I've never had braces. If you go, but I did have a weird gap between. So if you go to some of my older vlogs, especially from 10 years ago, the Stanley Cup run, and even the one I posted recently about me being in Toronto, I actually have this more noticeable gap between my two middle teeth. Okay, I hope you guys appreciated that demonstration. Lucas Clay, which sports arenas besides Rogers Arenas have you been to? Hockey-wise, I've been to the Winnipeg Arena, the Calgary Arena, Arizona Arena, Atlanta Thrashers when they had it, Vegas, San Jose, Anaheim. Not for hockey, actually, for a conference. Then I've been to a couple football stadiums, the big one in Indianapolis. Oh, I've been to Columbus's hockey arena. I've been to Indianapolis. I've been to some big dome in Houston. I can't remember which one it was. And those are the main ones. Oh, I've been to a Dodger Stadium. I've been to Shea Stadium in New York. Those are some of them that I can remember. Nice, Young Dakota. 182. 4-bagger. Yes, I have gotten a 4-bagger. My most is a 6 or 7-bagger, but never close to a perfect game. Good for you, Young Dakota. That's awesome. By the way, Young Dakota, I'm sure you may know this. My two boys run the JR Pro Shop YouTube channel. They just passed 20,000 subscribers. So they're doing, they're kicking my butt. Well, they're 20,100 already. So I'm not sure how they got 100 in one day. But here is the JR Pro Shop channel for anyone who wants to check out what my boys are doing on their YouTube channel. By the way, no, I'll save it. Think about different ways to expand what I do on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to save that for another chat for sure. You should say bo 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 every time he scores. Yeah, instead of tweeting out 53 Horvat Magic every time, maybe I'll just say that. Is Jacob back? No, Jacob is still not home, so we'll have to bring him in another time. Are you a fan of samosa? Is that the food? Yes. If it's something else, I have no clue. But if it's samosa's food, I do like them. What's your favorite NBA team? The Suns. I liked them back in the day when it was Kevin Johnson and Charles Barkley and those guys. Then Stoudemire. But I've always, and Steve Nash, of course. So I've always liked the Phoenix Suns. Favorite thing from Tim Hortons? Bran muffin. Bran muffin. Well, Jacob just texted, said he's going to be home by midnight, so we won't see him tonight. I said no hockey questions, not a planet, but if I can't give you a good answer about JT because I flip-flop every time, because as he plays better, I recognize that we can get more for him as well. Would you go to New York City to watch a Broadway show? Yes, I would love that, fangirl, for sure. So did your tooth totally come out, or you just chip it? I just chipped it and they built onto it. What 2 radio stations do you listen to in the car the most? Definitely Sportsnet 650 and CKNW. Sportsnet 650 and Praise 106.5. Then followed by CKNW. I listen to their hourly news updates, and then any one of those pop music stations. But it's the Praise station and it's Sportsnet. Houston was the Astrodome. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, and I've been to Houston's basketball arena as well. Watch the Blue Jays this summer when they come to Seattle. Oh, yes, and I've been to, sorry. I keep saying, I've been to the 2 Seattle stadiums too for football and baseball. Your boys need to run your channel. Yeah, we've talked about that for sure. Do you have a current favorite NFL player? Ooh, that's a good one. You know, I would always take Travis Kelce in all my fantasy pools, but current favorite player, that's a really, really good one. You know, I did like Devontae Adams, the receiver. I like wide receivers more than running backs, actually. So maybe Adams, maybe Kelce. Suns, there you go. Jed, you should do a panel like Hockey Night in Canada. Have 6 topics to talk about. Why? What, you don't like this random? What's the first thing Gayle wanted to do when she got out of the hospital? We had to go buy her medicine, but she was home after 2 days, so really it was just rest and watch Netflix, truly. And then I think she really missed sushi. Justin, thoughts on LeBron's comment saying if any team wants him, they need to draft his son since he only played with his son to close off his career. Well, I guess he's kind of earned the right to say that kind of thing. It kind of closes off a lot of options, but I think LeBron feels like he can say whatever he wants. Clay, do you eat donuts or junk food? A little bit, not as much as I used to, but I will still eat chips or donuts once in a while, but certainly not as much. As you know, my biggest junk food is indeed Pepsi. The Asian Ron McLean. Have you been to Nashville before? No, I have not been to Nashville. That is one place I would love to go see it. It's for sure. Have you been in Climate Pledge? No, I haven't just yet, Zach. By the way, I met Zach at the game last week, and I met his mom, and everything's good. The mom is aware that Zach comes to these streams, so all good. So how you doing? You can be like Chef Ramsay, just make an idiot sandwich. You'll be a pro chef. Exactly. Are you sweet or salty? Salty, definitely for sure. I'm a sweet person, but I enjoy consuming salty. LeBron has a big mouth, blah, blah, blah. Ever been to the Madhouse? If so, when? No, I have not been to the Madhouse. I presume you're talking about the Stadium Madhouse and not some carnival place for sure. Although there is a Madhouse pizza. No, I haven't been to any places in Chicago. Couple more, Sam J. If your job gave you a surprise 3-day paid break to rest and recuperate, what would you do with those 3 days? 3-day break, I might get down to Disneyland with the family if the whole family was available. If it was to stay local, maybe take Gayle up to Whistler for a quick day trip. But if it was truly rest and recuperate and they didn't want me to go anywhere, I don't know if they put that conditions, I'd probably work on my YouTube channel a little bit, do some reading, do some praying, do some exercising, just to eat a lot of sushi. Favorite potato chip flavor, jalapeno or ketchup. Heinz Field is a crazy atmosphere. Oh, that's cool. Bobo tea. Oh, I hate bubble tea. I've never had it. So United Center, never been. Got school. No problem, NHL Canucks. Thanks for being here. Have you ever surfed? No, I haven't. Oh, I'm not the best with water sports. There's one time where I thought I was drowning in the ocean and I started flailing and I started screaming for help. And then Gayle yelled, "Stand up!" So I did. And the water only went up to here. It was not my finest moment. Have you ever watched any live games outside of Vancouver? Yes, I've seen the Calgary Flames play in Calgary. I've seen the All-Star game in San Jose. I've seen Atlanta and Washington play in Ovechkin's rookie year in Atlanta. And I've seen Minnesota and Vegas play in Vegas. If gas prices hit 2, what would you think about that? Time for electric? Well, Gayle and I have been talking about that for sure. It's pretty crazy. Chocolate bar, anything that's milk chocolate or almonds. Hershey's bar with almonds. Oh, you're asking if I eat them? Yes. I like plain stuff. Snickers actually is good though. Do you get spring break too? No, Cole. We work right through spring break, but we tailor our training and our programming knowing that some kids are off. Oh, all kids are off during spring break, of course. Ciedets, have you been to the Saddle Dome? Yes, I've been at Saddle Dome. That's crazy. The heat that comes out of the ring up top when Calgary scores. And then Rogers Center. Yes, I've watched. If that's the big dome, yes, I've watched the Blue Jays play there. My dad jokes definitely don't work. What game did you rage the most in? Canucks game? I didn't rage game 7. I've never really raged, to be honest with you. I get upset, but I don't rage. So sorry, really bad answer, but I don't think I've ever raged before. Where's Gordo? It's coming in a second, Jog Paul. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to get through all these questions. Relax there. You need to come to Victoria and come to a game with you and Rob. I will. Have you ever been to Europe? Yes, I've been to Rome, and I've been to Poland, and those are my 2 places so far. And Gayle and I were supposed to go to Rome 2 years ago. Justin, if you joined late and didn't see my message earlier, we'll be playing Gordo in a few minutes. Okay, yes. Please refrain from participating if you know the answer. What's the best place to sit in the Saddle Dome? I don't know it well enough to be honest with you, Don Cherry. And Zach, have you ever been in Langley Event Center? Yes, I've seen sporting events and concerts there. And last one, Ciedets, have you planned out a time to go to Rome yet? No, but likely not this summer, but next summer. So it might not be to 2023, but at that rate, maybe we wait till 2025 and do it for our 25th. And lastly, Jax, do you play hockey growing up? Not ice hockey. I can skate and I can play street hockey and roller hockey, but I've never played ice hockey. Okay, we are a few minutes late, but let's get to Gordo. So once again, no, I'll do my wrap up first and then we'll play Gordo for those who want to stick around. So everyone, thanks for being here. I appreciate you, moderators. Thank you for your good job. Sponsors, thank you. Perform and Transform and Van City Experts, especially Jason was in the chat. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who became new subscribers. I'm not sure if we had any actually. For the donations and for everyone who used their member chats, thank you very much. And to all of you, we didn't get to the 100 likes, but that's okay. We did pretty well. And I appreciate you guys being here, watching goofy videos of me, acting like a completely incomprehensible, babbling fool. But I kind of get like that when I'm around my favorite hockey players. So, as always, I appreciate you being here. Subscribe on your way out if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video. Become a member or upgrade if you want to. And leave a comment down below if you like to. You can talk about... I love some of the Bobo comments and the Richmond were pretty funny, actually. I'm going to take some of those to heart. I will be with Parker tomorrow night, Monday night, 10 p.m. The Canucks are playing New Jersey, and then we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow night on the stream. And then Wednesday, because it's the first Wednesday of the month, it's members only. So if you want to participate in that stream on Wednesday, make sure that you become a member and be a part of that for sure. Okay, let's get to Gordo, and then we will wrap up. So as always, if you have played Gordo today, please do not spoil it in terms of either the actual answer, which would be the worst, or even a hint at the answer. And I will not necessarily take the first one I see, but I will kind of see which suggestion I take in the 76 likes is awesome. 6 says try Myers in honor of his goal tonight. No, Fangirl, you don't have to explain that you're not cheating. I believe you. No, let's go with Myers. I think that's a good one. Let's go Myers in honor of his first goal of the season. Myers. I don't think this is the best guess because it's only got one vowel, but I do like it has the R and the S. Let's see what happens. Okay, not bad. Okay, so I will take the next guess that has an M and an E in it, but not in those spots. Oh, I can already think of one that might work actually. Yeah, and Cole just typed it in. Actually, I'm not sure if Cole typed this in before or after before or after, but let's try Demko, because technically Demko works because the M flies to here, the E flies to there. Oh, okay. So the M is in the right spot, and we got the E and the O, but they are not in the right spot. So I will take the next guess that is 5 letters, that has an M in the middle, that has an E and an O, but not a D, K, Y, R, or S. No, Kempi will not work because it needs an O. Funk you, good try. Mott will not. Oh, Mott will work. No, Mott won't work because M is not in the first spot. Welcome to the legend himself, Hot Take Hockey. Thank you for being here, John. We are just wrapping up, but we are glad you are here. So again, I'm looking for a name that has an M in the middle, an E and an O in other places. Stone does not work, Carol. We need an M in there, not an N. I'm not sure if Romeo is an actual hockey player. Oh no, and the O can't be at the back. Lamico. Okay, so I do. So I don't know. You guys are bugging me. It's got to be a 5-letter name, you guys. Lamico will not fit. Emo is close. If it was spelt in a different way, but no. Hey J Kid, nice to see you. And once again, John, nice to see you. Hot Take. But again, I'm looking for a 5-letter name that has M in the middle, an E and an O. Ah, very good, Funk You. Gomez. Very good. And Seek was there too. Awesome. You guys, can I just once again show you how smart we are? We have played now 11 times. We have not lost. And we've gotten it in 2 attempts twice. We've gotten it 5 times once. And we've gotten it in 3 times, 8 times. So this is obviously our average, the mean, the median, all those things. And man, if we just waited 46 minutes, we can play another one. But no, I got to get going, as I'm sure many of you too. Wow. We are a smart group. All right, friends, last thing I'm going to ask you I'm not going to put a poll up, but I just want your opinion. For those of you that play Wordle, the original, and Gordle that we just did, which one do you think is tougher? Wordle or Gordle? Wordle or Gordle? Which one is tougher? Some would say Gordle is tougher because it's hard to find, like, names could be anything. They don't have to follow any type of proper literary or grammar or English rules. But others would say, especially if you know hockey, they think Gordle's easier because obviously there's less chance. Yeah, there's less words to go around. There's less names, 5-letter names, than there are 5-letter English words. So which one do you think is tougher? What is tougher for you? Is it Wordle or is it Gordle? So the question is, what is tougher, not what is easier, because then it would just mess up all the answers. Okay, friends, type it in the chat. I'll read it as we go. I did the wrap up already, so thank you for being here. Once again, moderators, sponsors, members, those that donated, all of you, thank you for being here. And I appreciate that you guys were all here tonight. So again, Canucks After Dark tomorrow, and then members live stream on Wednesday night. As always, thank you for being here. Like this video on your way out and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And in honor of tonight, I'm not going to end with a booyah, but I think many of you, especially C-edits, will know how I'm going to end this. And I just want to say to the guy or the woman, to the person who invented 0, thanks for nothing. God bless, and go Canucks go. Bo, 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 bo.